world, and yes, this is the slick Galaxy Z Fold 3, and it comes with some pretty nifty features. Like, check this out. The best thing about the Fold 3, other than its actual folding, is the fact that you can now use an S Pen with it. It does have to be the specific Fold Edition S Pen, but still, nonetheless, it's absolutely amazing using the S Pen on such a big screen, and of course, with the pen comes a bunch of cool features. So you get the Notes application where you can quickly jot down ideas, make different drawings, or take down some dimensions. Then there's also Smart Select, which allows you to screenshot a specific portion of the screen and live message. As mentioned, the S Pen really does open a bunch of different features. Okay, but do keep in mind, you can only use the S Pen on the inside screen and unfortunately not the outside screen. You also don't get any air gestures with this S Pen, but the fact that you can still use an S Pen on the Fold 3, that's amazing. Now, we have got to talk about the under-display camera on the Z Fold 3. As you can see, the camera is literally under the display and they've tried to make it blend in as best as possible. It's not completely hidden and definitely still noticeable, but when you open up the camera app and toggle to selfie mode, the pixels almost disappear and now you can go ahead and of course shoot your selfies. I will admit it's not the most amazing quality, but still I appreciate the extra screen space without that punch hole cutout. So that's okay, to be honest. But if you want a really pro selfie, then all you do is open up the camera application on the front screen, go ahead and click this little selfie icon, then it'll prompt you to open up the entire device, and now you can take a pro selfie using the main cameras. Pretty nifty. Then here's another really cool feature within the camera application. If you see this little icon in the top right hand side and tap on it, it actually turns the cover screen into a viewfinder. So now the person you're taking a picture of can see themselves and smile, then snap a pic. Then of course, as you know, you can take pictures using the front screen by opening up the camera application, snapping away, but a really cool little updated feature within the camera app is the preview sidebar. So you can use the entire screen as your viewfinder, or if you click on this little icon, it'll open up the sidebar, and here you can see all the pictures that you just took. Now, because of the Fold design, there are actually quite a couple of uses you can get from it, like this. If you open up the camera application to snap a pic or start recording a video, by folding your phone, you place it in flex mode and Vabam, the settings and controls switch to the bottom. So now your phone can act as a tripod, then you just go ahead, hit that record button, jump in front of the camera and do your thing. Of course, that is not all you can do with Flex Mode. You can go ahead, find your favorite YouTube video, fold your phone, and automatically, once again, the screen splits functions and you can watch the video on the top half of your fold while going through comments or searching for other videos on the bottom half. Typing is also way more breezy like this, where you basically have a much bigger keyboard than usual, or if you don't like that, don't forget you can use handwriting to text. Now, aside from Flex Mode, there is still the front screen, which can be used in different ways too. For example, if you want to watch a video on Netflix or YouTube, once you select it and click play, you can open up the fold just like this into tent mode, then place it down on just about any surface, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, multitasking on the Z Fold 3 has definitely been improved with some applications like Spotify, Files, Settings, and a bunch more. So what I mean by that is if you now open up Settings, you'll see it's got the menu on the left-hand side and the sub-menu on the right-hand side. So it makes navigating certain applications so much easier, like even on Spotify where Home, Search, and Library is all on the left-hand side with music on the right. But if you want to multitask even further, you can still split screen applications and even save them in groups. So let's just say, for example, you open up Amazon, you want to do some shopping. Well, to open your shopping list, you can just drag and drop the Notes application. And if you don't want to go over budget, just drag and drop the Calculator application, and you have all three in one go. If you click that little icon, it rotates the apps. And if you want to save them in this multitasking window, you can just click this little icon and it'll save them in the edge screen menu. So in future, if you just tap on that icon, it'll instantly open up all three applications in this multitasking window. And if you ever want to switch things up, you can drag and drop a new application in its place, or you can click and hold on this little bar, drag the application to the other side, and it'll switch things up too. So there's a lot you can do here. And if all that multitasking wasn't enough, which it kind of should be, you can still split screen applications on the cover screen, which is kind of crazy. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, then definitely hit that subscribe button because we're on the road to 1 million. And if you subbed, that would be... So on previous Galaxy Fold models, there were some issues with certain applications, but now within settings under labs, they have fixed a lot of those issues. Instagram is a great example of this because if you open it up on the Fold, it crops the app into this mobile aspect ratio. But if you go into settings and scroll down until you get to advanced features, then select labs, you'll see this option that says customize app aspect ratio. And if you tap on that, you can now go ahead and select any application you want to change the aspect ratio of. So for Instagram, I made it full screen and now it looks like this, which is so much better. Another really cool feature is, say for example, you're in this multitasking window and you want to pop in Netflix or Instagram. Usually it doesn't allow you to because the app is not optimized for split screening or a different aspect ratio. You'll see the exact same thing happens with Instagram and it's kind of frustrating. So again, if you head on over to settings under labs, you'll see the option that says multi-window for all apps. Toggle that on and now in future, you'll be able to drag just about any application into any multitasking window and it'll work every single time. Now, how cool is that? Onto some really nifty quick tips. If you open up the Edge screen menu and click on those three little lines, you'll see this pin icon, and if you tap on that, it'll permanently pin this little side dock to the right-hand side. Then to take a screenshot, you probably know by now to swipe the side of your palm over the screen, but what's cool is you'll see this little hashtag icon, and if you click on that, you can now tag your screenshots. What's crazy is it even comes up with recommendations of tags based on what is in the screenshot. Then did you know if you double tap anywhere on the screen, it'll unlock, and if you do so again, it'll lock your phone. You can also place your palm on the screen to lock it, or if you're getting a phone call, you can do the exact same action to silence the call. Then the fingerprint gesture on the right-hand side can also be used as a gesture. If you head into settings and scroll down to advanced features, then click on motions and gestures, you'll see the option to toggle on fingerprint sensor gesture. And once you toggle that on, if you swipe down on the fingerprint sensor, it'll open up the notification panel. Now, because this phone is so big, it makes typing so much easier, and it has like 5 different keyboard modes. First up is your standard keyboard, just like this, which is pretty easy to type on. But let's just say you wanted to type with both your thumbs, you could click on this icon and it then splits the keyboard, which, as you can imagine, can be much easier to type on. Then if you click on this little icon, it changes the keyboard into a floating one where you can move it just about anywhere on your screen, and this is especially useful when you have those multitasking windows. To place the keyboard back, you just click the same icon, and if you don't like any of those, you do still have the handwriting to text option, which is definitely one of my faves. You just use the S Pen to write out what it is you want to say, and automatically it converts it to text. You do also have other keyboard options like Gboard if you want, so there's definitely a lot to choose from. Now check this out. The front screen and the inside screen are almost like two entirely different phones. You can have different widgets as well as different applications on the inside screen, then a completely different setup on the outside screen. Or you can choose to mirror them. So if you want both screens to have the exact same app and widget layout, all you have to do is click and hold down on the screen, access settings, and then go to cover screen mirroring. Then just click on, apply, and like that, you now have the exact same setup. So if you close the Fold, you'll see the same applications in the same place, and if you swipe right, there is the same widget. So now in future, anytime you go ahead and make changes to the home screen or inside screen, like adding a new widget for example, it'll of course mirror everything on both screens. The only thing it doesn't do this with is wallpapers. Those you set up separately, but if you wanted to mirror your screens, now you know how. Believe it or not, the Z Fold 3 is actually water resistant, so it can go into 1.5 meters of water for up to 30 minutes. The cover screen also has a 120Hz refresh rate as well as the inside screen, and as always, the best way to show this is in slow-mo. 60Hz is just so much more jittery, whereas 120Hz is buttery smooth. Then, as mentioned, the Fold comes with a specific Fold Edition S Pen, and you cannot use any traditional S Pens on the Fold. Otherwise, you get this little pop-up notification that basically says you'll damage the screen if you use it. By now, I'm pretty sure loads of you guys know about Samsung DeX and how awesome it is, but once again, the S Pen just totally elevates this feature. So if you go ahead and swipe down on the notification panel and toggle on DeX, it'll search for any nearby Samsung devices like monitors or TVs, so go ahead and select whichever one you have, then click Start Now. You'll be prompted to allow this action on your TV, but once that is done, Samsung DeX is hooked up and now you can use your Fold with a much bigger screen. So I was using the S Pen almost as a cursor, and I even tried drawing using the S Pen. It wasn't the easiest thing, but still the option is available. But what I do love the most is using that handwriting to text feature while looking at a much bigger screen to type out my notes or emails. So this is definitely something to explore. So some accessories to definitely consider with the Z Fold 3 is of course the Fold Edition S Pen. It does come with some extra nibs as well as a neat little carry case to keep it protected, but more importantly is having a really good case, and with the Fold design it can be a little bit tricky. There are surprisingly a lot of different cover options to choose from, depending on if you want to protect the hinge or just the back and front cover. SPIGEN have a bunch of different cover options like this one, which has a very unique design and is also great quality. So I will have some links to those down below in case you're interested, but at the end of the day, you definitely want to protect your Fold. So guys, let me know what you think of the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and also which one was your favorite feature. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, or you can check out some of my other videos right over here. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles!
Yeah.